Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Blueshirt Barn. I'm Jerry Spangenberg, and this is Tom Murphy. Carolina Hurricanes destroy the Montreal Canadiens 6-1 and move on to the Stanley Cup Final to play the Vegas Golden Knights. In Carolina, Rod Brind'Amour, they made history. They've only got one loss going into the final or the Stanley Cup Final. Rod Brind'Amour has coached or played 98 of the 100 playoff wins by the Carolina Hurricanes. He's had 59 as a coach and 39 as a player, and he has a Stanley Cup as a Carolina Hurricane.
And as a captain, too.
Yeah, as a captain.
It's kind of crazy. Like, I always wanted Rod Brind'Amour to play for the Rangers because, like, I always admired his game, the way he played. He's, like, a really good dude. Like, played hard, everything. But, like, done a great job down there in Carolina. Really great job.
He's a phenomenal coach. I love their style of play. This is kind of how I've always wanted the Rangers to play, that fast and in your face kind of game, and there's no sitting back. It doesn't matter the size of the lead. It's always go.
Yeah, and they play the same no matter what the score is, and them in Vegas are going to be a really interesting matchup because Vegas is like a positional team, but they have skill too. Vegas, and
Yeah. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, I got a couple stats here. This is like kind of a good show for us. We're going to break down, these two teams a little bit here for the finals. But let's break down a little bit of these teams because everybody's given Vegas the edge over Carolina. But to me, statistically, Carolina's got the edge over Vegas.
I don't know. I'll tell you this: in goal, I think Vegas has the edge. I think Carter Hart has played great for Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big Frederick Anderson guy. That's me. But like I don't know. I think if you get a few shots on him, like he's real. I don't know. And the other thing is the way Vegas plays. They're so big on defense, and they have mobility on defense too. I think they're going to counter a lot of what Carolina does. I don't know. That's me. Honestly, I think Vegas is going to win this series. That's me. But we'll save that for later.
All right. You want to go over some stats and we'll kind of give our thoughts on these stats?
Yeah.
All right. Vegas and Carolina's records. Vegas record was 39 wins, 26 losses, and 17 ties.
Wouldn't even qualify in the East.
Right.
They would have been out.
Carolina's was 53 wins, 22 losses, and 7 overtimes. So, and Carolina gets the winner there. Like, that's a dramatic change, like in like 53 wins at 39. Like, that's dramatic to me. So
It is.
that makes Carolina stand out. But again, we're in the playoffs, so that means nothing. so like, even though they swept, they swept the first 2 rounds 4-0. So,
And it's like the old saying goes, like, it's not where you are, it's where you're at. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yep. I mean, points wise, with the wins, Carolina had 113 points and Vegas had 95. So fairly close. You're off by what, about 18 about 18 points there. So it's fairly close. Goals for. So this kind of separates quite a bit. Vegas had 265 goals for, right? Carolina had 296. That's a big difference. So that tells me that Carolina has the edge in goal scoring, I think. And to me, this is where Keandre Miller comes into play on the power play. Because Carolina's power play looked something like they were super fast with it last night. And I was pretty impressed with how their power play went. But They, I think they have one
Yeah,
goal in the final.
I believe so. But like the thing with it, people have to realize too, when you get in the playoffs, whether you're the like in the '90s, like the seventh seed, like got in the cup final like 3 years in a row, but obviously they're a seventh seed, so they weren't that good. But okay, but they
Yeah,
got in. Vancouver got in. The Kings got in. Like you just have to get in, and that's it. And like Vegas is, I don't know. I honestly think Vegas is going to beat Carolina. That's my take. I don't know.
Uh, I'm gonna go with Carolina because I think they're very strong, and this is something that really sticks out to me is goals against, and this is where your defense and your goaltender stick out. Goals against 250 for Vegas, 240 for Carolina. So even if Frederick Anderson is not at the top of his game, the team plays really hard in front of him, and that makes a huge difference.
Oh,
So
covers it up. Yeah.
yeah. Home record Vegas 20, 12, and 9, and Carolina 29, 10, and 2. So they're pretty close in home records. So, I mean, Carolina's got the edge by 9 wins at home. Away record, they're pretty close as well. Vegas is 19, 14, and 8, and then Carolina's 24, 12, and 5. So, again, Carolina just a little bit of an edge there. So, I mean, it's going to be a pretty evenly matched series to me, I think, because you got two strong teams coming in there and they got two very different styles of play.
Yeah. And, the thing with Vegas is they're so good positionally, and they have like elite players up front. They do. Like, can Mitch Marner keep going at the pace he's going? Can Jack Eichel, like, he's the best two-way player in the league. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know.
the, they both each have a Stanley Cup. And here's where Vegas stands out. To me, the goal differential stood out to me for Carolina. Or, I mean, the goals against stood out to me for Carolina, where I think that's a big one for them. But this stands out for Vegas for me. Stanley Cup final appearances, Vegas has 3 and Carolina has 2.
Yeah.
So that may be a factor for Vegas, a little
You
bit of an
know,
edge.
Carolina's had a lot of problems in the conference finals the last few years. Obviously, they steamrolled Montreal. But, like, you know, they have one cup final, like, appearance since 2006. That's 20 years ago.
Right, yeah.
Vegas
So
has been there 3 times in 9 years.
that
Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. I think that could be the edge for Vegas over Carolina. The goals against to me shows that this team plays consistently all the time in front of their goaltender for Carolina. So you got two different edges there for two different teams. So other than that, they're fairly close. These teams.
I think it's going to be a really good series, to be honest with you. And we'll see. I mean, it's, you
I
know,
got one more kind of stat, but a lot of people know if they've been paying attention to the series. Vegas first round. Vegas beat Utah 4 games to 2. Okay, they went 6 games. You're going to need going long series does hurt you. Carolina swept Ottawa 4-0. Second round, Vegas against the Ducks. Vegas
Wednesday.
all went 6. Yes, also. Um, Carolina also swept the Flyers. And then the last round, this is where Vegas made up for it. They swept the Avalanche, and then Carolina went 5 games.
President's Trophy winning Avalanche, too. Boo.
Yeah, yep, that's the curse, the President's Trophy curse.
Yeah.
But so the reality of it is that Vegas has 3 more losses than Carolina, in the playoffs so far. So they all got the same amount of wins, obviously, but they got 3 more losses, Carolina, or 3 less losses Carolina does, since they swept the first 2 rounds and only had 1 loss in the last round. So could this come back for Vegas playing 3 extra games? You know what I mean? Is that going to
But
hurt
like
them?
they've also had a couple extra days off, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's a toss up, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's why I figured I'd throw out all these numbers because they're fairly evenly matched throughout the season and even through the playoffs here so far. The only difference is Vegas has 3 more losses, 3 extra games played, but again, they got a couple extra days off more than Carolina in this next series. So
I mean, honestly, I think both teams are going to be pretty rested and they're going to be ready to go. I mean,
when's the first game, Tom?
uh, I have no idea.
Neither do I. I'm gonna have to cut this part out. Can you Google it real quick?
Yep. Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
Second.
Where's my laptop not charging? Oh, that's awesome. That's even better. All right, so the game's Tuesday night at 8 p.m., eh?
Yep.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, 2 p.m. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Fuck.
2 p.m. Right? Everyone take a half a day at work and go home and watch the game.
Yeah, seriously. All right,
Like,
Tom, you want to lead us out?
yep. Everyone, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, whatever you want to do.
Don't watch
My
the
name's
game at 2
Tom
p.m.
Murphy.
Don't watch
Yeah,
the game at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. It's not 2 p.m. It's 8
yeah.
p.m. on
You'll be
Tuesday.
watching some weird shit from Europe or some fucking crap. But anyway, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, whatever you want to do. Everyone have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the weekend.
Peace out.